We are back again with another topic today about Islam. Today we will discuss the issue of polygamy in the context of the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We will be discussing polygamy only in this particular context. We'll have another session about the issue of polygamy in Islam in general, whether Islam allows for it, or what are the rules and regulations or restrictions or concerning polygamy. So in today's session, we will talk about polygamy as practiced by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When we have with us Dr.Mesbah Moosavi. So I will start right away. Professor Mesbah, when we look at the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, we see that he spent a very simple life. He had a very simple house. He did not accumulate wealth. Whatever he earned, he spent on poor people. He distributed. He didn't accumulate anything. He was not after any material pleasures. He has never been. Even when he was leading an entire Muslim state, we don't see any signs of luxury in his life. So when it comes to this part, our topic for today, then we also see that he was a very spiritual person. Even before he pronounced prophethood, he used to go to the cave of Hira for meditation. He didn't eat too much. He didn't sleep too much. He was mostly in worship of God. So how come he had several wives?
Thank you for the question. Taking for consideration what you have mentioned about Prophet Muhammad to be a very spiritual person and not a man of worldly desire, the reason for the polygamy, his polygamy, was something else. It was for social and political. And if I have opportunity to explain, it was for sometimes giving assurance for some people who were in need of emotional and financial support, and to bringing different tribes and communities together.
So putting this into context, if you look at can you give a reference? We would like to know a bit about his biography when it comes to the issue of polygamy. For example, how about his married life? When did it start? And would you like to shed some light on that?
Yes. We know that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he didn't get married until the age of 25. And it's very important to know that on that time, it was very, very common that people of 14 or 15 years old getting married. And both, they were even father and having children. Prophet Muhammad, in the time of his strong desire for a person to get married, to be in a relationship, he remained singular. So until 25 years old. And at that time, he got married to a lady who was 40 years old. His first wife was Khadija. She was 40 years old, 15 years old older than Prophet Muhammad. She was not old, but too old for a man who has been driven by lust and desire. And it's very important, again, to notice that until that Khadija was alive, Prophet Muhammad remained with Khadija and remained loyal to her. And he didn't get married to anyone else. Khadija was 65 years old, whereas Prophet was 49 or 50. So 65 is too old for a man of 49 or 50 years old.
So he spent 25 years of his life, basically all of his youth, with his first wife.
That's right. That's right. And on that time, it was very common to have many wives. Polygamy was very, very well common and practiced among all tribes and all societies. On that time, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, remained with his wife Khadija for 25 years. As I told you, until that Khadija passed away. After Khadija passed away, again for 2 years, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, remained singular. He didn't get married. And after that, Prophet married a lady with the name of Sauda. Sauda, according to many sources, she was 8 years old, 8-0. So if marriage was on the basis of
physical pleasure,
pleasure, no one will going to get married with someone who is 8 years old.
Right.
And there are some people who says no, Sauda was younger. So we asked them how much was younger. They say she was 65. Okay, 65, 70 or 80. She was not young.
Yeah, she wasn't 20.
She was not 20, and there were many, many young girls who were honored and feeling, privileged to be in relationship with Prophet Muhammad. He didn't enter into any relationship. So after 2 years of being single, he got married with Sauda.
So he remained single for 2 years. I think this is important to know, because Prophet Muhammad belonged to, as we know, the most respectable family of his region, and he was a handsome person, of course. But still, first he remained with Khadija for 25 years. He didn't marry until 25. Then he remained with Khadija for another 25 years, and then he remained single for another 2 years. And then we have Sauda.
And Sauda, she was a widow. Her husband passed away, and she was left with poverty and some children. Mm-hmm. So she was in need of emotional support, financial support. That's why Prophet Muhammad offered to accept her for the marriage.
Okay, so let me stop you here for a moment and ask you, what was Prophet's attitude? Because 25 years when he was single, and then he married in 25, and up until 52 when he remarried. So for these 52 years of his life, he was essentially only with Khadija for the 25 years period. Yeah. So what was but the society, as you said, was polygamous, and there was essentially no limit on, on marriage, on polygamy. So what was his attitude towards the society?
The society was a polygamous society, and even all the scriptures before Quran, they had no restriction for polygamy. Even we can say indirectly, Bible encouraged polygamy. It doesn't say you have to get married with someone more than your wife. But the stories that we read in the Bible, like for example, we read in the Bible that Prophet Solomon has 700 wives and 300 concubines. So although I myself do not believe that Solomon has 700 and in one conclusion 1,000 wives, but we can read such kind of stories in the Bible. We don't have even one single story in the Quran to speak about having more than one wife. So it's not encouraging polygamy at all. And on the other hand, Quran is opposing polygamy and restricting polygamy. It says you cannot have more than 4 wives, and then says if you can treat your wives just as you can have 4. If you cannot, وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا, that's the verse of Quran. Even if you have doubt that are you able to treat your wives with justice and equality, even if you have doubt, you have to just to have only one wife. You are not allowed to get more than one wife. And in another verse of Quran says, وَلَن تَعْدِلُوا, you are not able to get to treat your wife with justice and equality. So basically, Quran indirectly restrict and oppose polygamy. So just let me take one conclusion here. If Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a man of worldly desire, so why he tried to restrict polygamy among people? He should have said, go and have fun, enjoy your life, take as much as wife as you want, and I'm going to do the same. It was not the case. He was restricting polygamy, and in this way, try to bring a balance in life. So if you want to have a happy life, you have to be with one wife if you cannot treat with justice other wives. So you stay with one wife, and that's the basic what the Islam was encouraged.
Right. So going back to Prophet's life, so what happened after the death of Khadija? You mentioned Sauda.
Yes, after, Prophet Muhammad got married with Sauda, and after that, there was a suggestion from Abu Bakr to get married with his daughter. His daughter was named Aisha. And Aisha was the only wife of Prophet who was virgin. All other wives, were just widows and old ladies. And some maybe a little bit younger, but all of them were widows. About Aisha, what we hear about the myth that Aisha was 9 years old, sometimes some people say 7, 5. I don't know. This kind of rumors is not true at all, as if you remember.
Yeah, we have another session. We have actually talked about it, that she was in her 20s, in fact.
Yes, yeah, 20, even some people believe 21, 22, 23. So it's impossible to be, younger. And one more thing is good to mention about Aisha, that Aisha was already engaged to someone else with the name of Jabir ibn al-Mutim ibn Uday. And when Aisha converted to Islam, embraced Islam, then the family didn't want to continue this marriage. That's why Aisha was suggested to be a wife of Prophet Muhammad, and he accepted this marriage. And the philosophy of this marriage may be the marriage of Aisha, and after that, marriage of Hafsa, who was the daughter of Omar. Maybe it was just political, because Abu Bakr and Omar, who became the first and second caliph after Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they were very respected among their tribes and among their families. They had very big tribes. So by this kind of, relationship, Prophet Muhammad could make many tribes to be friends of each other and close to each other, and they leave behind hostility and animosity.
Right. So, as we know from history, if you shed a little bit more light on the state of the Arab society, like it was divided between tribes, and how did the society look at marriage?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the society was completely divided. So everyone was about their own tribe. And all tribes almost were in war all 24, I don't want to say 24 hours, but at least 12 months, all they were, in war. Until that, they made a condition between themselves that we make 4 months as the month of Haram, to say in this month we should not fight. So all other months around the year, they were fighting with each other. So hostility, animosity was among all tribes. And the only thing that could bring a tribe close to another one and make them friend when they enter into the relationship. So it was a common custom that when a tribe gets a daughter from another tribe, they become family.